Hello Aries, it's Yvonne here from the Aussie Goddess to do your reading for the week of the 30th of September through to the 6th of October. Firstly, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate having you on board. If you haven't subscribed yet, I'd love to have you on board. If my readings don't resonate with you, that's all good. You can move on to the next reader. But before you go, don't forget to check out your moon, your rising or ascendant, and also your Venus, because sometimes they can give you information too. So Aries, today for your reading, I am using the Morgan Greer Tarot, and we're ready to get going. All my details are in the box below if you want to find out anything about me, or if I haven't picked the cards up the wrong way. Okay, so you have the World here. Someone else had the World. This is the finish of a cycle for you. So you're approaching the end of a cycle. Means you've put in all the work and energy you needed to, and you're about to start something new. Generally, this is quite, pronounced in your life. You could be moving from having a single life into a relationship, or, graduating from uni. Many things, but it's a complete change here. The other thing too is the World can talk about travel. You could be going on a trip somewhere overseas, but it's definitely the completion of something, but I'm sure we'll get more information as we're going. So the first card we have out is Strength. I like this because it's, you're reaching the end of a cycle and you've actually what we call tamed the beast inside. So if you've been struggling with something for a very long time, you can see her holding this lion by the neck. So she's managed to tame this side of her, the dark side, the shadow side, whatever you like to. But now she's really strong because she's integrated both sides of herself. So her dark and her light side are both even now. And this means you've come out probably of a time when you did a lot of introspection, you did a lot of soul seeking, and this is where you are at this point. If you're dealing with a Leo, sometimes this card can represent a Leo too. Okay, the next card out is the Sun. Now I've changed decks and I've had the Sun out in lots of readings today, so I think that's very interesting. Now the Sun talks about having light shone on something. So the Sun is responsible for growth. It's something we all need to flourish, and it's obviously, part of what happens in the world. So this card is, a card of happiness and joy and beauty and all the things that come with the sunshine, the warmth, the brightness. It's a really nice card to have. And looking at this World card and closing out a cycle and having Strength here, I feel like you've done some really good internal work on yourself, Aries, because it feels to me like you started changing things around. Maybe for a long while there you were sort of either, feeling a little bit like you weren't going anywhere, and now things are starting to brighten up. It could also mean that you've come out of some sort of grief and now you're looking for, things are changing for you. So there's a really nice feeling here, having the Strength and then the Sun. And then we had, the World. So you actually have three major arcanas here. A couple of readings today have had strong arcana, major arcanas in them. So I can't help feeling like this is a very transitional time for a lot of people. Okay, and the next card out is the Six of Swords. Now I'm feeling that I was on the right track when I said you've been sailing away from something. Excuse me. Yawn. Sorry. No, I'm not boring you. I'm not bored. I think sometimes I forget to breathe. Okay, so the Six of Swords talks about moving away from something. Now, it could be anything here. You could have been moving away from something in your life that was really dragging you back. And all the cards are saying that, because since you've taken this journey, it's almost like you've boomed forward like nobody's business. Like the Strength, the Sun, the World. It's like you've moved into this completely different environment. So the Six of Swords talks about like packing up all your lessons, your ideas, everything you've learned, and putting them all into a boat to move forward into the future. And in this boat, you can see that the water here that these people are leaving is very, you know, tumultuous torrents, you know, waves and whatever, and the water on the other side's much calmer. So what it talks about is moving into calmer waters. So I quite like that. Okay, and then we have the Four of Swords. So it must have been a time for you to sort of really take time out to, you know, have a look at how you want it. And that's why I said you can tell you've been very deeply introspecting here, because there's almost like a whole change in your persona. You know, this is not, you might be changing things externally as well as internally, but there's definitely this big change here. So I'm not sure what happened before all this stuff, and I'd never remember all the readings I've done. Because it's just, you just wouldn't remember. It would be impossible. But I feel like whatever it is here, you've been moving on from something that's required you to really take time out to, you know, soul seek, go inside, have a rest. So it could have been a physical thing as well. So something could have happened in a physical sense, but it also looks to me like something's happened in a very emotional way too. So let's just have a little bit further look. And then you have the card of Judgment. Wow, go the major arcanas, Aries. So this talks about, you know, having a second chance at something, you know, revisiting something. But it also talks about rebirth and birthing the phoenix, you know, coming up from being, you know, raised from the dead. And for me, this is what it feels like for you. It feels like you've come from a time where you've been pretty hopeless or feeling really flat, down, stuck. And now it's like you're really charging forward here. Oh, look at this. And now you have the Star, which is the card of, you know, healing, hope. You're being divinely guided here. There's some sort of divine guidance leading you back to something or leading you to something. So you have 4 major arcanas out of 6 cards. So you're moving towards something new. The universe is moving you towards something new. You've done your healing, and there's some sort of divine guidance. There's a wish or something being brought to you here because of the work you've put in. It looks like you've done a major amount of healing here. Oh my goodness, now we have Temperance. Now you must know I've used these cards many, many times. This is just amazing. So another major arcana. So we have 6 major arcanas here and 8 cards. I'm floored. So the Temperance talks about finding balance here, and I love it with the Star and Judgment, because that says to me that you are moving forward in a very divinely guided way. And the time is right now because you've put so much work into this before moving forward. Aries, this is amazing. So I don't know who of you has been out there doing this work, but somebody's put a lot of work into going internally, understanding what their lessons were in a situation, but instead of getting into victim mode and feeling sorry for themselves, it's like they've just poured everything up within themselves to move forward. So they've done this incredibly amazing healing. I'm almost worried about turning the next card over after a period of fighting. So I'd almost say to you, this could be relationship or work. There's no relevance there at all in this reading. But what it does tell me is you've moved out of this time of being fighting and arguing with somebody, like constantly battling for your place, battling for your position. I think you've probably come out of a relationship or a job where you have had to really fight to keep yourself alive. That sounded really dramatic. I didn't really mean it like that. What I meant was you've had to fight for everything to keep yourself going. But definitely been a very difficult time, and this is what you're moving towards, the 10 of Cups. And that's what I said to you. It's been divinely guided here. You're being rewarded by the universe to listening to your intuition, moving forward in a way that's healthy. And you've done exactly what was required of you. And you've not got stuck in the past. You've not got stuck in a victim mode. You are moving forward with this character, this strength, this amazing ability, all this healing energy sitting here. Some of you must be very intuitive. There's a lot of psychic energy here. And it's not a reading that's hard to read either. It's extremely straightforward. And it's sort of, it's almost like you've come back from the dead, like in the Judgment card. It's like you've really raised yourself up to be what you are. It's a really amazing reading. And the last card is the Eight of Cups. So definitely looking for another relationship. You're on your way to look for this. I really like this though, because it looks as though it's going to be brought in for you. To me, it looks as though you're being divinely guided in this direction of new love. And that's because you've healed so well from the last one. This is your destiny now, Aries. You're walking towards what you're destined to do. Very, very nice reading. Oh, that one wants to come out. Spiritual law of attraction. You know, we had this out for one of the other star signs too. So you've manifested this in line with the universe. So the universe has actually supported this manifestation because you've done it in a way that was true to you. And so they're about to bring you in what you truly desire. Lovely reading, Aries. Thank you.